had to cut it off because it was taking too long. So indeed, how to solve this part, because we have double brackets, right? So this, we want to leave this part exactly the way it is, but we need to get rid of the brackets on the outside. So we multiply this, the negative 0.25, with the negative 12.96. And what you get then is negative 0.25. You have to keep that one up front because you didn't do anything with this. So a minus 3.6 to the power of 2. That one stays the same. But now you can remove the outer brackets because you're going to multiply it. And you get, when you multiply it, just to show you, negative 0.25 times 12.96. Boom. You get indeed, I'm missing something. Yes, I'm missing something. I'm missing the negative in front of the 12.96, and then you get the positive 3.24, positive 3.24, and then we add again the plus 2. Now we continue over here. You need to do one last step. Yeah, we of course multiply, then we add. You get negative 0.25, a minus 3.6 to the power of 2, plus, this becomes together plus 5.24. Now, you see the generic form once again. This is the P, this is the Q. So the top of the parabola will be at 3.6, 5.24. So how does that look like? Over here is 3.6 and the top is at 5.24. Now, this is a very difficult, I would call it like steps with algebra, but really important. So the ball reaches a height of 5.24 meters. Now, let's go to C. Oh, oops, my bad, guys. Let me just take a new paper. So C, that's all right. Thank God, C doesn't require that much calculating. How far is the basket? How far from the basket is Tim? So we have that sketch. And we want to know how far away is he from the basket from him. We know the basket height, right? It's at 2.35. But if we can calculate from the height, from the H, the A, we know how far the basket is from Tim. So remember, this is the H. So what I can do is fill it in. 2.35, because that's the H, is equal, and then the right side of the formula. Solve this equation. Okay, this is not an ordinary equation. This is much more difficult. So I bring the 2.35 to that side. Yeah. So I think, no, let's do something else first. Let's get rid of the negative 0.25. And how can you do that? You want to have only a to the power of 2 here. So you multiply times negative 4. Check it out. Negative 0.25 times 4 is negative. That's why I said negative 4. Negative 4 gives me 1. So that's great. So 1.8 times negative 4 gives me, yay, negative 7.2a. And 2 times negative 4 will give me negative 8. And on the left lid, 2.35 times negative 4 will give me minus 9.4. So we got rid of the negative 0.25. Yeah? Okay. Well, it's still difficult because you cannot use section 3.1 where you say, oh, yeah, I'm going to solve it like this, A and A. You cannot do it because you have the 7.2 here and the 8. It's just really difficult. And also, it's not equal to 0. But what can we use? 7.2 divided by 2. And then you subtract that answer to the power of 2. The same method that we did again and again and again. Let's do it. So you get a minus 3.6 to the power of 2. You subtract the 3.6 to the power of 2, which is 12.96. You write the minus 8 down. And on this side, it stays exactly the same. Now, we can, this part goes to the left, to the other side. but maybe you want to use the intermediate step. We can do that. Let's do that. Let's use an intermediate step. A minus 3.6 to the power of 2 minus 12.96 minus 8 will become minus 20.96. This to that side is minus 9.4 and then plus 20.96. So you get 11.56 is equal to A minus 3.6 to the power of 2. Now, what we are going to do right now is this part is going to be theory B of 3.6 square root on the right side and square root on the left side. This is A minus 3.6 equals, remember we have the positive answer and the negative one, 11.56. Yeah, so you get eventually it equals 3.4 or A minus 3.6 equals negative 3.4. Yeah, now let's continue. A will be negative 3.6 to that side, will be 7, or A will be to that side, will be negative 0. No, that's not true. It's not negative 0.2, is it? Because it's got a minus 3.4 plus 3.6 is positive 0.2. Now I'm going to doubt if I made a mistake. But I certainly did not. Yes, I did. No, I did not. No, because negative 3.4 plus 3.6, we bring it as positive 0.2. I'm still processing this because I don't know if that is true. Yeah, it is. Should be. Because I don't else see the mistake that we made. So anyways, because we know that the basket is far away, you can draw the conclusion. The basket is 7 meters away from Tim. Now, this is the end. I do want you to stay in and listen to something that I have to say a little bit more about solving this one. Going from the generic form with the ABC to generic form with PQ, and then also solving, completing the square, it's pretty difficult. How else can you find the top? Well, let's say, let me just try. You have indeed h 2.5, a to the power 2 plus 1.8 plus 2. You know that finding the top, you can first find x interceptions. And x interceptions means y is 0. In this case, y is h, so h is going to be 0. So 0 is negative 0.25 a to the power of 2 plus 1.8 plus 2. Now, what you can do is, like what I said, get rid of the negative 0.25. Get rid of it. You multiply times negative 4, which will get you a to the power of 2. Now, what is 1.8 times negative 4? Gives me indeed a negative 7.2. Let me just negative 7.2. 2 times negative 4 will get you negative 8. And this looks a lot like what we actually just did. Yeah? Now, still solving this is pretty difficult because remember, negative, you have a decimal, you have a number. So you still need the method completing the square. That's why that skill is super important. So what you get is, again, a minus 3.6 to the power of 2 minus 12.96 minus 8. This part, a minus 3.6 to the power of 2 minus 20.96. Yeah, equals 0, equals 0. Now, bring this to the left side, or this part to the left side. It doesn't really matter. But write it down like this. 20.96 equals a minus 3.6 to the power of 2. Then you know, okay, what are we going to do? Take the square root of both sides. And you will get, I have to write it up here sadly, and you will get A minus 3.6 will be the negative answer of 20, square root of 20.96. So the negative one, I have to write about negative 4.58, or A minus 3.6 will be the positive answer, 4.58. So A will be negative 4.58 plus the 3.6, because bringing it to that side, negative 0.98, or it will be 4.58 plus the 3.6. A will be positive 8.18. So in other words, get back to the sketch. Where's my sketch? In other words, over here it intersects at the A, negative 0.98, and over here it intersects at, this has to be equal sign, 8.18. So 8.18. So these are indeed the x-interceptions. Now, remember the top, it has to be 3.6. Let's see if we succeeded. I can already see we did not. I don't know. Let's just see. Let's add the negative 0.98 plus the 8.18. Yeah, we did. So we get negative 0.98 plus 8.18 divided by 2. The A is indeed, the A of the top is indeed 7.2 divided by 2, 3.6. And then the H top, fill it in the formula. Fill 3.6 in formula. And we did it! So conclusion, guys. If you really don't know how to go to the PQ form, because then you have the top immediately, there's always another way, finding the x-interception. But still, you need to be able to solve the equation using chapter 3.6. Wow, this was pretty intense. I really hope that you could follow it. And I really hope that you get it. This is pretty difficult, yeah. Okay, peace out.